Good now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Steve's Horse Show. I am your host, Steve Cook, and today we have Devan, the polo expert. This is the fanciest episode we've ever done because polo is so fancy. Maybe he competes with dressage as the fanciest sport on a horse. Today, Devan is going to talk to us a little bit about what polo is. I had no idea, and she really schooled me in the arena earlier. I really thought I was a clown. The audience.
Hi guys, I'm Devan. I am the current president at the Oklahoma State Polo Club here in Stillwater, and I am also a member of the women's varsity team here. I got the pleasure of teaching Steve a little about polo, which was great fun.
She won. We played one-on-one. We'll show you that footage later.
So to start out, we have two different types of polo here. You have your arena polo and your grass polo. In college, we only play in the arena, and that's what Steve got to do today. In the arena, you play 3-on-3, and you hit a ball that's very similar to a miniature soccer ball. Whereas on the grass, you play 4-on-4 on a very large grass field, and you hit a really small ball that hurts
like a golf
lot.
Ball.
Yeah, it hurts a lot to get hit with.
It's like this big. Golf ball. This is what we got to play with. Volleyball, small volleyball. I could say it's like a soccer ball.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Sorry. So talk about. So there's four. You told me there's 4 people on the grass field.
Mm-hmm.
Only 3 in the arena, and it's a contact sport.
Yes.
I didn't know that. You hit each other a lot. And safely hit each other a lot. Talk about, so what the object of the game is to score more points.
Correct.
So let's just take it from the beginning. The guy rolls out the ball, or growl, rolls out the ball into the arena, go from there.
Correct. So when you start off a polo game, you start with what's called a bowl-in. And in a bowl-in, each team lines up in the center, right next to each other, and they create almost like an alley in between them. And then the umpire takes the ball and bowls it right down the middle of the two teams. And that starts the game. The team that gets possession of the ball switches to offensive mode, and the team that does not switches to defense. Like you're saying before, it is a contact sport, so one of your defensive moves is called a ride-off, which is where I could take my horse and line up shoulder to shoulder, going the same speed as Steve, and hit him with my horse, and bump him off the line while running, as long as we're both going the same speed.
She promised me that people don't fall off a lot, but I didn't believe her. So talk about, no goalies, right?
Correct.
I mean, if the polo people get a hold of this, they're going to think I'm a fool, but I got to ask all the questions that maybe my mom would have. So, so no goalies, so you get the ball. Do you have, actual plays and stuff, or is it everyone knows the object?
Yeah, some teams have plays that they'll execute. In arena, you'll see a lot of people hit the ball to the wall and carry the ball along the wall to the goal. And that's so whoever has possession of the ball can use the wall as almost a defender.
Well, you get the ball, and what's the average amount of goals scored in a game?
It really varies on arena size. So our arena is actually smaller than regulation size, and it also depends on how evenly the teams are matched. I mean, we've seen games that have been 27-0, and then you've seen games that have been 3-4. So
Gotcha.
There's a pretty big variation. I would say probably in the 10 to 15 goal range would probably be.
What is the, I guess you play quarters, or how do you do that?
So you play what's called chuckers. In intercollegiate polo, we play 4 chuckers.
So I was telling Ricky, I didn't know chuckers existed, the word, before today. So
yeah. A chucker is, in college polo, it's like a quarter, so it lasts 7.5 minutes. Time stops for fouls whenever the whistle blows, that sort of thing. In polo, you also have penalty shots. So if you foul me, the umpires decide how severe it is and how to kind of reprimand that by doing penalty shots or penalties in general. Sometimes
where do you shoot a penalty shot from?
It depends. So a penalty 1 is actually an automatic goal. A penalty 2 is an undefended hit from the 15-yard line. A penalty 3 is an undefended hit from the 25-yard line. And a penalty 4 is a defended hit from the 25-yard line.
So defended hit, they're just standing on a horse in front of the goal?
In front of the goal, yeah. Kind of like the goalie thing you brought up.
That's awesome. So there is goalies in polo. You lied to me.
On penalty 4s, there's a goalie.
She lied to me. Okay, so talk about what your favorite thing on polo is. Is it the contact? You seem a bit aggressive. How mean
do.
are
It
you
is-
on the field or in the arena, I guess?
Um,
If I showed this to someone from
if you
TCU
ask
or
my
something,
teammates,
are
they think I'm mean. No, no, just competitive, just competitive.
Okay.
No, my favorite part about polo is all the different horses you get to ride. When we go and compete against other schools at polo.
So explain that. I didn't know that before today. Explain how y'all bring the
Split
horse.
string.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the intercollegiate polo program, we play what's called a split string. So if we were playing against another team's TCU, SMU, whoever's in our region, they would bring a string of horses, we would bring a string of horses, and then each team would play each string. So all the horses we get to play, TCU gets to play, and vice versa. So it's really a unique experience, and it kind of tests your ability as a rider and a player.
Do they tell you their names before you get on?
They do, yeah. We do a string description, so we're not going on completely blind. We know their names.
So they tell you like what the horse likes and dislikes and stuff like that?
Yeah, and we do the same thing. So if
Do
someone...
you lie? Be honest.
No.
You're like, he's a bit green, and you give him poncho.
No, you don't want to do that. Because they actually, at tournaments, they do a rating system. So after you're done playing a horse, whether it's yours or another school's, you have to rate them on a scale of 1 to 10 on how good that is.
So if the horse gets a 0 bunch, then
you don't
you're
want
in
that to
trouble.
happen.
Gotcha.
No, you want, and then the horse ratings go on to determine which team won best playing string and best playing pony and stuff like that at tournaments, which is awesome.
What's your favorite part about, I guess, in the game? Do you like defense, offense, or what?
Definitely offense. Everyone likes to hit the ball.
I like to get the glory.
Yeah, for sure. But defense is fun too, especially if you're on a horse that's really good defensively, that has a really big bump. I mean, there are few things in life more satisfying than just hitting someone and taking them to the other end of the arena.
I said you're aggressive, and we just got it on film how aggressive you actually are. So, do you ever get intimidated? Like, are you more scared of the horse if you see a big horse, or if you see like a really strong looking girl? Or do you get intimidated at all?
No, I would say, you can get intimidated by some horses. Like I said, sometimes you don't know the horse before you get on it. Most of the time you don't when you're playing other schools' strings. So sometimes in the string description, they're really honest. They're like, oh yeah, this one, shies away and it might buck, but once you get past the first buck, it's fine, that sort of stuff. And so that can kind of psych you out sometimes before you get on.
So you're waiting for that.
You're just kind of like, oh, I don't know this horse, I don't know what
focus,
it can
yeah.
do. Whereas all the horses here, I'm like, oh, I remember that horse bucked once 5 years ago, and I still have that in my mind. Whereas it's not like that at other schools. But I don't know, Polo's a really tight-knit community, so I wouldn't say I'm really intimidated against other players, because we all hang out after we play our matches, and
Gotcha.
we're all pretty nice to each other on the field and everything, so it's good fun.
We switch roles, and it's now Ricky's horse show, and
Ricky's horse show that knows nothing about horses.
I'm the film guy.
Okay, so you keep your lower leg right at. Good. Now rotate your shoulders. Perfect. Now swing at the ball.
Now how impressed are you?
Yeah, so
How crazy is that?